This is yours truly, Diva Reed with UNA University and UNARepublic. Halo, halo, welcome, and welcome. UNA, yeah. Halo, everybody. Today we have a session, and it's called "You are constantly speaking your future." You're constantly speaking your future. And the reason why I need to go over this is because um, I get the opportunity to speak with a lot of people who want to join UNA, whether it be the university or they might want to join the membership. Now, and I'm really excited to speak to everybody. And one of the things that I need to address is some of the things that I hear people saying. A lot of times we're not recognizing the fact that we're damning ourselves with the words that we speak. And so I needed to come on and address this particular topic. It's called "You Are Constantly Speaking Your Future," and make sure that we're recognizing what we're saying and how we're affecting everything in our third dimension with the words that we speak. Now, before that, I want to make sure I touch bases or give you all the opportunity to become a member. I'm talking to my guy. All right. So now remember, we have a membership package. All right. This membership package comes with your trust documentation. All right. Your trust documentation. It has a membership badge. It has an allodial ID. This deals with your spiritual name. And on the back, there's a QR code to make sure you have quick access to your certified documents that are on record. We also will put them on record for you, and it comes with an education because it's very important to know how to wield these very powerful documents. So if you want to be a member, find the link in the bio. Find the link in the bio. Welcome, Emmanuel, Denise, Carletta. Nice jacket. Thank you. Appreciate the love. She says she likes my jacket. I appreciate it. G-Man, J Tony, welcome. Cha, welcome. All right, so now I want to get on this thing. What are we talking about today? Again, we're dealing with you are constantly speaking your future. And I'm going to speak on some things that I know that are going to be, some people are going to be upset by them. But I need y'all to understand. If you don't like it, you can bite these nuts. No, really, these nuts. All natural, roasted, brown, salted nuts. Bite these nuts. Oh, listen, this is a new product we have. These nuts. It's we got, these are the salty nuts. We have regular unsalted nuts. And we have spicy nuts. That's the name of it. It's called These Nuts. Now, if this is backwards, find us on YouTube. But that's the brand, and it's by Dropping Jewels. Why? Because Diva's Dropping Jewels. This is one of our new products. It's called These Nuts. And if you don't like what we're saying, you can bite these nuts. Also, we got chocolate covered nuts. And we got peanut butter cups. Now, I'm going to tell you something. These are delicious. I'm going to promote these. We're promoting these. Now, what's the great thing about these nuts? I want y'all to know that these are collectibles. On the back of these nuts bags, these are financial instruments. Y'all know we talk about financial instruments. So these are collectibles. And each one of these packages have their own financial instrument. So this one here, there's key for this one. There's Neo. This one is dime, and this green one is carrots. And then the purple one is air. All right. So they all have their own different financial instruments. These are QR codes. Now, I'm going to tell you something about these financial instruments. You want to treat these financial instruments like they are Bitcoins and it's 1999 and you are just back from the future. That's why you want to treat these like these are Bitcoins and this is 1999 and you are back from the future with your full knowledge. That's what you want to treat these like. All right. So these nuts, you can find the link in the bio. You want to bite these nuts if you don't like what I'm saying. Now, let me continue. By the way, that is my brand. Why did I start it? Because I just wanted something light. And some of y'all say some things, y'all get mad at me when I tell the truth and I tell the facts. And I just want you to bite these nuts and then you'll feel all better. All right. All right, let's go. Oh, by the way, D's, that's D'(Z) for Dibbleries nuts. Bite these nuts. All right. Let me move forward on to my topic for today. All right. Find the link in the bio if you want to bite these nuts. That's Dibbleries nuts. All right. So now what we're talking about today is how you're constantly speaking your future. And I need us to really be aware of how the words that we speak affect our third dimension. All right. So now I had someone who I spoke with last week. And one of the things that I hear a lot of people complain about is their state. And they say things like, they say they're broke. They'll use that word, or they'll constantly harp on what happened in the past. And then one of the things about that is I will often ask people, okay, what do you desire? What is your vision? And instead of telling me what they care to see, they're constantly telling me, well, you know, back in the past, I had this bankruptcy and all these negative things happen and negative. And I have to stop them from, listen, I didn't ask you about what happened in the past. I asked you what your vision is. And often people are so stuck, you can't even focus on your future. You're so stuck on the past, you cannot focus on your future. And then the other thing is that's important is to recognize that when you're speaking, that those words have to show up in your future by law. Whatever you're speaking, those words have to show up in your future by law. So listen, let's go into this, because one of the things we speak about in the UNA University and with our members is that we create our future with our words. And one of the things we want to recognize is you're writing your DNA every time you speak. You are writing your future every time you speak. Okay. All right. Now, if y'all have any comments, I want you to comment in the comment section. Clarence says, I am him. All right, Clarence. Denise, thank you for joining. I want y'all to like and share, subscribe. My people on YouTube, please subscribe. Thank you for joining. Let's get into this. Let me see if I can see my people in YouTube. All right, and I'm still new. I'm new to this, and one day we're gonna get this thing set up where it's working so smoothly. All right, and I want to be able to see my people, my live chats. One day I'll be able to do that. Where is my live chat? S-Walk. S-Walk says, you got this, Diva. Thank you, S-Walk. All right, let me get into this thing. Now, one of the things that we need to recognize is that when we have a thought, just your thought in your mind, you're creating an energy. And that energy has to show up in your third dimension. Now, I know you might be just thinking, oh, well, it's just a thought, but that thought has very real power. All right, very real power. And so what happens is listen, we have examples where we show you how everything you think, even though it might be minute to you, it's showing up in your third dimension. It registers an energy in your third dimension. So when you have a thought, you've created an energy. And then when you speak something, you have brought it to life. So this is why people want you to be very careful about the things that you say about yourself. When you're saying the word broke, when anything behind the word I am, you are creating, you're bringing to life that thing. And by law, all of your energies within you, everything within you, all your spirits within you, by law, they have to give you what you ask for. All right. So when you're saying I am, be very careful about what you put behind it, especially when you say words like broke, or when you say words like poor, or when you constantly keep speaking about what's in the past. It's got to show up in your future. So this is why we want to get you into the habit of only speaking what you vision, what you care to see. And we're going to talk about today, what is a worry? What does that mean? Because some of you are, and the other phrase, realistic. Oh, I'm just being realistic. Okay, that's garbage. Because when you put your quote unquote realistic words into your third dimension, that's what the universe gotta give you. Well, realistically, I'm very careful about what I say. I don't even like to repeat the things that you all say, because I understand that what my psyche is. There's certain words that I don't care to repeat. But when you're downing yourself, I've heard people calling themselves all kind of negative things. They call themselves, oh, this is garbage, or this is unattractive, or this is whatever you're saying, that has to show up for you in your future. When you're talking about your intelligence, make sure that it is always on the positive. Never diss yourself. Some people think it's funny to degrade themselves. My friends don't do that. And if they ever do, I'm putting them in check real quick. Don't talk about my friend like that. And that's how you ought to be when you're saying, or you have a thought in your mind saying something negative about yourself. Don't talk about my friend like that. It should always be positive, because anything negative you say, it registers in your DNA. Another thing. So we're understanding when you speak, you have given life to an energy. And then when you write it down, you have given it flesh. We talk about this. This is why, see, this is one of the things that we haven't recognized, is how you exit this dimension. Now, I'm going to go in a little bit deep on the spiritual side, but I need you all to understand about how you exit this dimension. You hear people talk about, it's this cycle. You die and then you come back in this dimension, and then you die and you leave out, and then you come back in this dimension and you do the same thing. And then why is there this whole infinity? How do you get out of that? Well, one of the ways that you do that is through your words. When you hear about all these people writing books, book of whatever, book of John, a book of Jude, Ruth, and book of Jasher, and book of all of these books, they're writing DNA. You got to understand this whole game. So when we're saying you're writing your DNA, it starts with your thoughts, and then it goes on to come to life with your words. And then when you write it down, it becomes flesh. So let's understand some things here about what DNA is and how we get into rewriting your DNA. You gotta understand, they'll tell you DNA's got these 4 strands, CATG. All right. Those are what they call codes. And those codes have a particular meaning in the way that they are structured. Those are codes. Well, what you need to understand is that letters are codes. They are words. All right. And so the way that you structure a word has a particular vibratory frequency. And when you're speaking, you are putting out a frequency, and that frequency is registering with what they call these water cells within your vessel. And so whatever thing you are speaking, all of these cells in your vessel, they're hearing them and they're vibrating in accordance with the words, the thoughts, first of all, and then the words coming out of your mouth, and then the things that you're writing down on paper, you're giving it flesh. This is what has to be brought into your third dimension. What are you speaking? What are you thinking? This is why it's also important for you to recognize and be cognizant of what you're watching on television or on YouTube, or what people are in your inbox sending you stupid things, what people are in your feed. All of that is writing your DNA. And I'm letting you know somebody has put all kind of codes in our DNA that keep us enslaved in these vessels and this dimension. If you want to rewrite it, it first starts with being disciplined about the things that you're thinking, what you're saying, and what you're writing. And this includes what you're putting up on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and X. It matters. All of that is writing your DNA. And if it is all negative, that has to meet up with you in your future. What are you writing? What are you saying? What are you thinking? Once again, I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for joining DV and it's a son of Ra, Ashe. All right, Carletta, welcome. So now, and if you have any comments in the comment section, I want you to leave it down there. Also, let's get into this, because you hear people say they're realistic, they're being realistic. Don't be realistic. I'm going to encourage you to only speak what it is you desire. Because when you hear people saying that they're being realistic, what they're doing is they're just speaking something negative. And then when it shows up, they get to say, see, I told you I was just being, well, that's what you said you wanted. You wanted the realistic. But for those of y'all who are recognizing this, I need y'all to understand something and recognize something, that the universe has a menu, and the menu is wide open. The universe has said to you, what do you want? And see, some of you y'all just be like, well, I want a good job. And some of y'all won't even put the word good on. I want a job. And then you get a job working at Taco Bell. And then you wonder, well, what? I asked God for a job. You said you want a job. You got a job. But for those of y'all who are bold enough to tell the universe, what universe? A career, working for myself, doing what I care to do, doing what I love to do. Ask the universe for that. Why do you have to have a job? Or just ask the universe, show me how to get the funding without having to do a lot of work. I show my students how to do that all the time. If you want to work, you can work. But if you don't really want to work, then you don't have to. What y'all need to start understanding and recognizing is the people who make the most money at the top, they do the least amount of work. So if you want to work a lot, then that's fine. But if you want to learn how to make money, make your money work for you, or make your credit work for you, then we show you how to do that too. Some people have dreams and desires, and they want to put up a garden, and they want to have a farm, and they want to, okay, we'll show you how to do that too. But if you just want to make money and make your money make money for you and have an unlimited supply of money and funds that you can bring in, well, then let's do business. But the thing is, what are you asking the universe for? Because whatever you're opening your mouth to say is what the universe is going to give you. And if you want to keep being realistic and coming out your mouth with things that are realistic, then that's exactly what you're going to get, because that's what you asked for. Let me help y'all understand something. We talked about this before, that we are gods. Some of y'all, once again, you're not comfortable with that title. Y'all want, oh, I'm a child of God. I'm a child of God. Well, then how can you be of something and not be that thing? See, the problem is when you claim who you are, then there are no more excuses for you. You can't blame other people when there's an issue that comes down with respect to your third dimension. You can't blame nobody else, because if you are the God making it happen, then the responsibility falls upon you. And that's where the problem comes in. Nobody wants to be accountable and take responsibility. They want to blame it on somebody else. When you get a bad, whatever that comes down in your third dimension, something negative comes into your third dimension. When you get that, you want to be able to blame somebody. Well, you know, God just make that happen. All those people, the devil, they just buttholes. Well, the truth is, if you're God, you can't go with any of that. It's all on you. And the truth is that if you're meeting up with these kind of things in your third dimension, it has everything to do with what's in your mind, what came out of your mouth, and what you have written down. Everything. Those are the facts. And for those of y'all who know the universal laws, if you don't know them, look them up. Look up the 12 universal laws. If you want to get the universal, the UNA beginner law book, find the link in the bio. Find the link in the bio and get the book, because those laws are very important. And the problem is we haven't been taught the universal laws, because if we had learned that when we were children, well, we wouldn't have to have a law for child bullying. There'd be no such thing. We wouldn't have to deal with all of it. You wouldn't have to have a quote unquote government if you knew what those laws were and you walked in accordance with those universal laws. All right. So we're understanding this. When you understand who you are, if you're saying you're a child of God and you know you're a child of God, then you have to understand you can't be of that and not be that. You are the one who is affecting your third dimension. You. So whenever there's an energy coming upon you, it has to do with you and the words that you put out, because you wrote that into your DNA. You wrote that into your third dimension. All right. So I want to go into this now, because we understand the whole, well, I'm just being realistic. What you're being when you say these things and when you speak things that you don't care to see in your third dimension, you're trying to be irresponsible. Because when it shows up, the only thing you're going to be saying, well, I told you, I just knew it. No, you created it because you spoke it. Now I need to go into what worrying is. And then I'm going to get up out of here if y'all don't have any comments or questions. But a worry is nothing more than a prayer for what you do not want. A worry is nothing more than a prayer for what you do not want. So if you find yourself worrying all the time, you're like, well, you know, I just be worried about it and I'm just nervous, and what? Get ready, because you just prayed for it. So I need to go into this, because you have heard, some of you have heard the saying, if you're going to pray, don't worry. And if you're going to worry, don't pray. Why? What is that all about? If you're going to pray, don't worry. If you're going to worry, don't pray. Once again, there, you know, where's my vibratory frequency chart? Let me see if I can find this vibratory frequency chart, because this comes with our book, the UNA Beginner Law book. And in this vibratory frequency chart, we constantly talk about your vibratory frequency and how important it is. All right. Let's see if I can find my, here it is. All right. Vibratory frequencies chart. Now I know this is backwards. That's why y'all need to be on YouTube. But anyway, by the way, we are streaming on YouTube. So with this vibratory frequency chart, you've got to understand that these powers are, these energies rather, are very powerful in helping you to bring forth or manifest things into your third dimension. So when you, as you get down here And then up here, the further down here you get, or to the top you get, the more powerful the manifestation will be. All right. The more rapid the manifestation will be. So if you down here in worry and grief and fear and anxiety, well, you're manifesting rapidly, and whatever you're manifesting is of the negative. Whereas the higher you up here in love and joy and peace, you're going to manifest that more rapidly. So if you are worried about something and you got anxiety, and it's, well, you know, I just want my babies to be okay, and I just want this. Well, guess what? You're not helping them because you're down here. And the only thing you're going to manifest, first of all, let's understand, if you're down here in this lower vibratory frequency, you're not operating in your right mind. Let's be clear on that. If you're down here and these frequencies here, pride or desire, fear, grief, anger, apathy, you're not operating in your right mind. So the only thing you're going to manifest is something of the negative energy. That's it. The more you come up here into acceptance and reason, love, and joy, this is when you start manifesting the house and the car and the funds that you care to see. That's up here with love and respect and acceptance. If you constantly down here in anger, well, my boss, I hate my boss, and I can't stand my coworkers, and these stupid people that come in here, they crazy, and they don't even know what they be talking about. They trying to order stuff. Yeah, you're gonna stay manifesting all kind of negative stuff right down in here. You won't get this, you won't be able to even hold a job. Even if there were good people, you won't find them, because the only thing you're gonna draw to you are things down here in this lower frequency. But the minute you uplift your frequency, you start thinking differently, you start speaking differently, well, you're going to start manifesting the type of people that you are and that you care to be. So I need to go into this reflections now, because we're understanding frequencies. The further down here you are, the more you're manifesting negativity. And if you're worrying, you go, oh, I'm a worry. What in? You just said that about yourself. Well, this is where you are. And then this is what you're going to keep manifesting, the exact same thing you don't care to see, because you got to understand, you are praying when you worry, and you are putting out a very heavy energy, and it's got to come back to you. I hope y'all understanding. Thank you, Just Judy in the house. She said you manifest more of the same. Only thing we want to manifest is up here. Now, I want to get into reflection. When you get the UNA beginner law book, you'll find the universal laws in there. And this is important because reflections, there's a law in here, it's called the law of attraction. The law of attraction. And the thing about the law of attraction is that you can only attract to you who you are. And so this is why when people come to me and they're telling me about, oh, my baby dad, he ain't no good, and he a low down, dirty, rotten, and wait a minute, because they're not recognizing that whatever your baby daddy is, he is reflecting you. If he's low down, dirty, rotten, whatever, well, so are you. You can't get rid of that. So if he comes into your third dimension, he is there because you brought him there. And I've talked to y'all about the woman who's so-called battered and how she's not a victim. All right. I've talked to you all several times about that and why it's important that we start to recognize who we are and how we cause certain things in our dimension. All right. So now, reflections, what are we talking about? When you have people coming to you, see, the thing that we have to start to recognize here is that this third dimension is not outside of us. It is us. And that's hard to understand, because when we see people come into our dimension, We want to feel like, oh, I ain't that man on the corner. I ain't that homeless man. That ain't me. It's all you. Welcome, Sophia. Thank you, S-Walk. S-Walk said, S-Walk got the UNA law book. Thank you, S-Walk. So what we have to start to recognize is that exterior is not just opposite of us. It's not outside of us, that the people in your dimension are reflecting you. So when your boss is being a butthole to you, so you say, you got to understand that your boss is reflecting you. The co-workers are reflecting you. The people who come up, the customers, they are a reflection of you. Your friends, your job, your car, your house, it is a reflection of you. And so I get it. We want to save certain people. We want to, come in and rescue people. But one of the things we have to start remembering is, wait, why are you, we want to act like, oh, the landlord is a slumlord. Okay. But why are you in this place? How did you end up here when you got rats and roaches? And how did you end up in this place? Because that's a reflection of you. When you change your mindset, you don't meet up with a slumlord. You don't meet up. You're not in that kind of environment. The moment you change who you are, everybody changes. Certain people got to disappear. Some of y'all, when you have uplifted yourself and upgraded your way of thinking, there's certain friends that couldn't be with you anymore. They left your dimension. Some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. When you changed you and you uplifted yourself to another dimension, another level, some of your friends, they had to leave. All right. That's because only certain people can vibrate on your level. And so if you are a person in a lower vibratory frequency, please don't expect to find people who up here. You're not gonna be able to find them. If you are not operating in honesty, integrity, and respect and love, if you're not operating up here, you're not going to be able to find those kind of people. If you steal from people all the time, you constantly being negative and disrespectful to people, those are the type of people who are going to be attracted to you. That is by law. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying. So when I'm talking to people and I get them saying to me, they're telling me about who they are and they want to tell me all this negative stuff. But see, you got to understand how I am. This is how I feel. I feel like I don't care how you feel. I really don't. And I don't have to hear all that. And I'm not going to, because I need y'all to understand something. When you're constantly speaking these negative things, even the people who you are speaking to, you're spewing poo on them. Like all this negative talk is like doo-doo. That's exactly what it is. And so when you're saying this doo-doo and you're putting it on the person who's listening, they're hearing this. This becomes a part of their psyche, a part of their DNA as well. I don't want to be in your doo-doo DNA. So I don't even let you say it to me. And yeah, I'm going to check you if you start talking negative about the person who I'm speaking to, which is you. The minute you start speaking doo-doo, I'm going to cut you off. So I need y'all to be more cognizant about what you say out of your mouth, in particular about yourself. And then be cognizant about what you say about other people. Because if you're saying negative things about other people, you are only talking about yourself. That's it. No, I'm not talking about me, D, because I ain't know. No, I'm talking about them. No, you're talking about you. You're saying negative things about you. This is why I say to you once again, it's everything outside of you is only a reflection of you. So be careful about the negative things that you're saying. And when you get to the point where you are so busy, focused on cleaning up yourself, you won't have time enough to diss nobody else. When you get so busy focusing on you and cleaning up yourself, you will not have time to this, nobody else. And that's the point where we're getting to, where we're so busy focused on cleaning up ourselves that we don't take the time to be disrespectful and downgrading to other people. That's when we're really building. That's when we start vibrating up here in love and joy and peace. This is when you're really vibrating up here. All right? I want y'all to know I love you. Did y'all like and share? Did y'all join? S-Walk, thank you. Sophia, thank you. I want y'all to know I got another session coming up after this. Don't forget, if anybody who didn't like or who would disagree with anything I said, I want y'all to know y'all can bite these nuts. No, these nuts. All natural, roasted, brown, salted nuts. All right, I want y'all to know these are our new products. I'm excited about these. Find the link in the bio to get you these nuts. Because when you get these nuts and you bite into these nuts, you're going to be singing. All right, this is salt-free. All right, we got salty nuts right here. And we have hot nuts, spicy nuts. We got chocolate covered nuts. No, these are peanut butter cups. And then we got chocolate covered nuts. And you can find these in the link in the bio. I'm telling you, they're delicious. Don't forget, these are collectors items. All right, these are collector's items. This is a financial instrument. And what happens is right here, this is where you put your thumbprint. So you cut this out because this is like a bill. All right. And you put your thumbprint here and autograph it. And we put this on record. This QR code right here, this is a financial instrument. You're going to see these. This is, we call it blockchain, on the blockchain. All right. So these are very powerful. They're not only these nuts by dropping jewels. Why? Because Diva's dropping jewels. But these are powerful instruments that have a true value. All right. And by the way, D''Z. D''Z for Diva Louise. Nuts. I'm ready to get up out of here. I want y'all to know I love you. I appreciate you. And see, I don't understand how people don't feel drained by energy as people are speaking negative. I know that's right. That's why we only speak positive. Make sure everything that you're speaking about yourself, about others is positive. Because remember, they are you. They are your reflection. All right. Get y'all some of these nuts too, by the way. Find the link in the bio. And I want y'all to know we will be back because I got another session that I want to do. It's a totally different topic because we're starting up a new channel as well. So I want y'all to know, stay tuned. We got some things going on. And you get to get a collector's item from UNA. See that? That's Neo right there. This is the Neo bill. All right. I'm out, Diva. I want y'all to know I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.